And good evening and welcome to Topeka High School. It is the Dungeon here on the Blazer Broadcast Network. Ryan Ragland with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth at courtside of Willie Nicklin Court here at Topeka High. And as you might have seen earlier in my post, this is truly the Dungeon. We'll get the camera going here in a little bit and give you an idea of exactly what the gym's like. First school west of the Mississippi that was a multi-million-dollar school. A little bit of tidbit for you. As I said, we're at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Sub-state action, round number 1, is brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group with HD Service, brought to you by Capes Homes Heating and Cooling with tech support by American Computers. And once again, a huge thanks to McCarthy Auto Group, who have made it possible to bring us the great action last night in Wichita, and tonight here in Topeka, and tomorrow night in Topeka, as the guys with the big win over the Flying Aces of Wichita East last night, as they will be taking on the Junior Blues of Washburn Rural tomorrow night. Game time at 7 o'clock with the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show starting at 6:40. But the first things first, we have girls action tonight as the girls are taking on an 18-2 team, riding a 9-game winning streak. Their last loss was against Emporia by 1 point. So, they're pretty good, and they are led by a super freshman, Nigeria Kennedy, at 6 foot playing the inside spot, and she's going to be here for a while. And it's pretty well of a young team as they only start one of their 3 seniors on the game. So a tough task at hand for the Blazer girls, but that's why they play the games, and I'll tell you why they play the games on the guys' side. As I was taking a look at the brackets, and don't tell me nothing's possible. As we look over the schedule here, I pulled up the wrong bracket. I had it all set up. Where did it go? Where was it? Here we go. Topeka at 18-2 on the guys' side. Playing last night here at the stadium in the Dungeon. Derby drives all the way up 5-14 and absolutely demolishes the Trojans 62-26. That was a 2-15 seed. We've got a little bit closer one here on tonight as we have a 3-14 seed. So don't tell me nothing's possible here, folks. Let's get in for the Blazer girls and see what happens. We're going to take a quick timeout here on the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show. And when we come back, we'll have the words of Coach Schleicher coming up in a few minutes on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
The McCarthy Auto Group is a proud supporter of youth sports across the Blazer Nation.
If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, or you need service or body work done, we hope you'll visit one of the 11 McCarthy Auto Group locations. Visit kccars.com for over 3,000 new, certified, and pre-owned vehicles. Our inventory covers most every make and model and prices to fit every budget. The McCarthy Auto Group, with locations in Olathe and Overland Park, Kansas, and Blue Springs and Sedalia, Missouri.
Go Trailblazers!
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
American Computers. Regardless if you need help with a desktop, laptop, network equipment, or peripherals and accessories, American Computers can get the job done. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight Road in Gardner.
Blazer's Restaurant, serving Gardner's best burgers made fresh every day since 1976. Blazer's Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, proudly serving Blazer fans in Gardner and surrounding areas. Call Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning at 638-1647.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
When you're Kansas City born and raised, you know just how much meat matters. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers. They're hard at work every day in every store, so you never have to settle for something prepackaged out of state. They're so sure you'll love their KC Pride beef, they even back it with a 200% guarantee. Stop by Price Chopper tonight, where they cut meat, never corners. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare young people in Kansas for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Talking to Coach Leiker on the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show. Blazers set to take action in the dungeon here at Topeka High, and yeah, I've posted a few pictures already on there, and this is the reason why they call it the dungeon.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool place. I mean, I grew up, not far from here, so I get to play in here and coached in here when I was in Topeka, and there's not a lot of other gyms like it around. It's a neat atmosphere, both as a player and a coach and a fan to watch a game here.
When you being on the western side as Gardner is now, and it's not so different for you, but it's different from the players and everything else, it's almost you get that little excitement of going to a new place and seeing how long it's going to take to adjust to the surroundings. And sometimes you get to some of the newer buildings where they're a little bit more wide open and it seems like it's a little bit bigger court, and you get to a tighter setting like this where everything feels like it's right on top of you. And I kind of think that lends better, because then you just don't have that natural effort to try to make something a little bit longer than you wouldn't have to.
Yeah, it is kind of almost like an optical illusion, when you have a lot of space behind the rim or, just a lot of open space. It changes the perspective, I think. Yeah, and so I like you, like those gyms where everything's kind of compact, those bandbox type places where the crowd's right on top of you and the goal's right there and there's a wall behind it. But like you said, it's someplace different. We've never been in here before, and it's kind of a lot different kind of feel and look than many of the gyms we've played in. But hopefully we adjust quick.
Talk a little bit about the practice since Friday. Obviously, it was Shawnee Mission Northwest senior night, and they were going to do everything they could. Talk a little bit about the practice on how the girls were going and their outlook of going into tonight's game, because obviously being a big underdog taking on a number 3 seed, you still sometimes you kind of wonder on how the girls are going to react going into a game of this magnitude for Sub-State.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we looked at it like any other game. Really, we had more time to prepare for this one than we do for most of them. Knowing last week and them not playing Friday and not playing again until Thursday today. So we spent just a very brief amount of time kind of talking about Friday from Northwest, just the things that we had to point out, good and bad, to correct and or to continue for this week. But we tried to kind of to wrap that up really quickly at the beginning of practice so that we could turn all our attention to Topeka High, because like you said, they're a really good team. They're 18-2 on the year, come out of a tough league with a great record. And so we turned our attention to them really fast and then started trying to prepare for tonight's game. What
do we expect out of Topeka High? I mean, you say 18-2, and you got to sit there and think fundamentally. A team that's good fundamentally is going to do all the right things. You got to think they're going to be hustling various defenses, but with this 18-2 team, what do we expect?
Athletic, she can step inside and out. That's got to be the number one thing that we have to neutralize, is take care of her on their offensive end, on the glass for sure. They like to pressure and run, turn it into a high possession game. That's something we have to try to avoid and change as much as possible. And then, like you said, they're solid across the board. They got some kids that can shoot it. They handle it fairly well. They do throw a few different defenses at you. They're mainly man, but they mix in some presses, and they have a couple of zones. But we mainly have to just come play, turn the game into the pace that we want to be at, and make sure that we hold them to one shot on their end.
The one thing that I think is going to be a huge determining factor, and I got to think an 18-2 team, crowd's going to come out Friday night. Girls are, their girls have been winning. I got to be thinking the crowd noise in this place is just going to be astronomical. The first time the crowd gets into it, it's going to be interesting to find out how our girls are going to react to that, because this is probably going to be the loudest place the girls have played in all year.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, our gym gets rocking too. But I know Friday, with it being senior night at Northwest, and their student section was pretty close to where we were. It was pretty loud, and you kind of tell that the girls noticed that. We talked about it a little bit at halftime and after the game, how we should look at that as positive. I mean, I'd much rather play and coach in a place where it's all hyped up and it's loud and raucous. Whether you're the home team or the visitor, that's the kind of atmosphere that that get you going. Why you get excited to play in those big games. And so hopefully we took that to heart, and we can feed off that energy, even if it is from the visitors or as the visitors, because I think that's what makes it exciting. I mean, I'd much rather do that than play in an empty gym with 5 people watching us.
I guess you can kind of call that gut check time. A crowd gets into it and it gets loud, and you find yourself in a tough situation. It's kind of how you react to it.
Yeah, exactly, and and playmakers step up and make plays in those kind of situations, and that's we want to respond and answer the bell. So it's a big good experience for us for sure.
Well, good luck tonight. Let's go get a round 1 win.
All right, thank you.
Stick around. Coming up next, the starting lineup and the tip-off right after this on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Blazers fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident. It's our guarantee.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Planet Sub, where you can see every Blazer Broadcast Network video broadcast on their big screen while you enjoy a great sandwich. Planet Sub at 921 East Lincoln Lane.
The Design Company Salon. Check them out on Facebook, and while you're there, you can book your appointment at the same time. The Design Company Salon, 136 East Main in Gardner.
American Computers. There's a reason why American Computers is the official computer store of the Blazer Broadcast Network. It just takes a single visit to find out why. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight, across the street from Trails West Ace Hardware.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
To sell meat in the barbecue capital of America, you've got to be on your game. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers in all their stores. And they back their KC Pride beef with a 200% guarantee. If you're not fully satisfied, they'll give you a replacement and your money back. So when you want the tastiest, juiciest steak in town, look no further than your Price Chopper meat department. Price Chopper, Kansas City, born and raised.
These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Kansas high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And welcome back to the dungeon here at Topeka High, courtside at Willie Nicklin Court. Here on the Blazer Broadcast Network, once again, postseason action brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group. Check them out at McCarthyAutoGroup.com, where right now you can get $1,000 extra on your trade-in. Also, you can get $1,000 down payment assistance. That's $2,000 in your pocket right there, folks. What more do you need? Go check them out at McCarthyAutoGroup.com and make sure you tell them a huge thanks for their sponsorship on the Blazer Broadcast Network. And as you can see, moving the camera around to give you an idea just of what the dungeon is entailing, and this is how close we are going to be. In fact, if this gives you an idea, this is where the bench is going to be for the Blazers. That's how close we are. And just kind of giving you a look around, this is literally old school coming back all the way around the other side. Just kind of giving you an idea of how close we are courtside, and going to have a little bit of help with the camera, and good luck. And we can't get back any more than we are because we're so close to the court that it makes it unreal, or kind of makes it almost, I'm not going to say unreal, but almost impossible, as we have the ROTC group coming out with the flag, and we'll have the announcements of the starting lineups and the playing of the national anthem, as we are going to stand up now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the dungeon for this contest between the visiting Trailblazers of Gardner Edgerton High School and your Topeka High Trojans. We ask you to now please stand for our national anthem. Tonight's color guard, Captain Dylan Whiteman bearing your U.S. colors, Lance Corporal Alexis Schick bearing Marine Corps colors, Cadet Staff Sergeant Daniel Pulverini bearing left rifle, and Cadet Leah Center Ramos on right rifle.
Said ROTC, I do not believe this is ROTC, so my sincere apologies. But a nice job with the national anthem by the high school band. And I want to mention real quick, Destiny Van Gordon with working the camera tonight. And you do know that anyone that helps out with the broadcast gets a nickname. And I've already come up with your nickname. Van Gord. Used to have an airline that said Vanguard, so we'll just call you Van Gord. Does that work all right? Is that okay with you? Or Van G, or whichever one you prefer. You can think about it. You can let me know. And now we're going to have the announcements of the starting lineups. And there's your starting lineups for both Gardner Edgerton and the Trojans of Topeka High. To give you an idea just how good this team is, they're starting 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and 1 of 3 seniors, and they have 3 juniors on the squad. Yeah, this team's going to be pretty good. They're going to be pretty good for a while, and a lot of state titles are going to have to come through the dungeon in the near future. But right now it's the Blazers and the Trojans. As I mentioned before, last night on this court, a number 2 lost to a 15 on the guy side. Blazers are a 14 seed, Trojans are a 30 seed. Anything is possible, folks. So a huge thanks once again to McCarthy Auto Group for their sponsorship on the postseason action here on the Blazer Broadcast Network with HD Broadcast, brought to you by Capes Whole Homes Heating and Cooling, tech support by American Computers, and a big thank you for Destiny Van Gordon for helping out with the camera tonight. We're short-handed one a little bit, so we're not going to be able to have the score on the board, but hey, we got video of the game. What more can you ask for? Week 1 of postseason action on the girls' side has begun. The Blazers control the tip. Trojans coming out man-to-man. Pass partially tipped there by Benning. I would like to think that Coach Leiker would like to keep this kind of a low scoring and just make sure you get good quality shots since you don't have the shot clock in high school basketball. Mia Valerie driving the baseline, puts a shot up just a little bit off. So 1 and done for the Blazers. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound and the putback, no good. Wilson with the rebound. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter, no score. And I'll try to make sure I give the score enough since we're not running a score tonight. Good defense by the Trojans as Beasley tries to drive the baseline, try to get back out to Valerie, but it's taken away by Thomas. Passing up the 3-pointer. And the 14-footer a little bit short. Rebound to Beasley. Blazers have yet to get a very good shot off. And you can hear just how loud this gym is. Yeah, there's a reason why they call it the dungeon. This just has that old school feel to it, and you can kind of imagine all the games that have gone on in this gym. Just trying that throwback is unreal. Entry pass tipped away, and then tipped away by Whitley. But the Trojans retain possession. Entry pass down inside to Kennedy. But her shot is off. She'll be going to the line to shoot 2. And they're going to get the foul on Madison Beasley. It's going to be her first. Najiri Kennedy with the first one. .5:44 to go in the first quarter. Both of them are missed. Five and a half to go in the first quarter. Coach Leiker calling out a play as Sophia Seaman checks in the game now. Topeka High really closing in that inside, that lane, and will force the Blazers to start shooting from the outside as they come out in that 2-3 zone. And anyone that comes inside that lane, you can see they're going to have a handful as Marcos is battling hard with Kennedy. You can tell they're trying to keep that score down, trying to get a good look at it, trying to reverse it. Sophia passed up the three-pointer. I thought she was going to take it. Whitley sidesteps, gets into Marcos. She's going to go strong, and they're going to get Marcos with a travel. And she took one too many steps before she got the shot off and got the contact. So 4:40 to go in the first quarter, still no score. Blazers in the 2-3 zone. And I would think Topeka would probably stay in their zone. With the history of the Blazers, have had troubles with it. As Hendricks looks back at Coach Alexander and gets a play. Sidestep. Wow, I thought Marcos was there for a while, but drawing the contact is going to be Lily Smith. As Marcos is going to get called with the foul. Smith going up to the line. As Mia Valerie checking in for Sprague now. And Smith hits the first one. They're actually hit them both. Or check that, the basket was good. And a quick turnover quickly up ahead. And the layup is good by Thomas. So just like that, we go 3.5 minutes with no score. And just like that, in 30 seconds, we have a 5-0 run. And this is kind of what we talked about, trying to keep the crowd out of the game. And it's going to be hard to keep it quiet with the acoustics of this place. Once again, a huge thanks to everyone joining us on the Blazer Broadcast Network, and massive huge thanks to McCarthy Auto Group for their postseason sponsorship and all through the year for allowing us to have last night's game against Wichita East on the guys as they win, taking on Washburn Rural tomorrow. We'll have that game, and allowing us to come out here tonight in the dungeon to bring the girls action. So make sure you check them out at McCarthyAutoGroup.com. Make sure you tell them a huge thanks. Get a hold of Carl Kramer. Let him know. And anytime you see me post something about, make sure you mention one of the sponsors. Tell them thanks, because they will definitely see it and it's very greatly appreciative. As Topeka comes out with the full court press. Platt's in the game for the first time tonight. Blazers down 5-0, 3.5 to go in the first. Wilson tried to dish it off to Marcos. Now out to Platt for three. A little bit strong, and Wilson's going to tip that one out of bounds. It's going to go to Topeka. Clock stopped at 3:20. Make sure you drop a message on the live chat on YouTube. We'd love to hear from you. Tyler's in there. David Parker's in there. He's got a question mark, I'm not sure. Oh, he says hello from Dublin. Yep, Dublin, Ohio. And a foul on the shot as Marcos hits the ground. And she's going to get called. Nope, actually they're going to get Sophia with the foul. And I believe Thomas going up to the line to shoot two. And it's good. Tyler, you got to tell me what you were talking about for dodgeball. Unless you're talking about the Rural game tomorrow. As Smith makes them both. She has a 7-0 lead for the Trojans. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Coming out the full court press. Valerie gets across the timeline. Beasley passes up the three-point shot. Luckily, Valerie got that one back as the ball was tipped by Benning. But the shot is good by Sophia. Gets the Blazers on the board, cuts the lead down to 4. 2:25 to go in the first. Smith with kind of a runner. Kennedy with the rebound and the putback. They're not going to get the travel there. Destiny's over here trying to help the refs. They're not paying attention. I'm not going to disagree with her. And there's going to be a turnover. Passes are going to have to be a lot more crisp. And it's going to be out of bounds back to Topeka West. And they're going to have to get a lot more sharper and crisper with their passes. They're still kind of, I call them lollipopping a little bit, just a little bit soft. 1:56 on the clock. And the bucket is good by Benning. Her first points makes it 11-3. 1:45 to go in the first. And they're going to get a push. And that one's going to be on Hendricks. It's going to be her first. Third team foul, or 3 team fouls for the Blazers. First team foul for the Trojans. Still in that 2-3 zone is Topeka. Beasley's going to drive the lane, puts a shot up, but she's going to be fouled, and that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to stay a lot more aggressive on those drives and be committed to it, as Benning's going to get her first foul. Going to the line is going to be Madison Beasley. Clock stopped at 1:21 as she hits the first one. And Sophia's going to take a seat for a little bit as Sprague checks in. Madison misses the second one. Marcos with the rebound, and she's going to be fouled on the shot. She's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Hey, whatever it takes. Foul's going to be on number 31. German, Tiona German, a senior, 5'9". Marco's getting set for the second one. High arching in and out. Blazers 3 out of 4 from the line. You got to hit those when you have a 7-point deficit. Drive on the baseline, try to kick it out, partially tipped. 3-pointer no good by Smith. Wilson with the rebound. There goes Sprague for 3, just a little bit off, but a good shot. Rebound for Topeka, 37 seconds left on the clock. And the drive and the bucket is good by Thomas. I was kind of surprised they didn't call a foul on the contact. 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Marcos tried to kick it out to Sprague, taken away by Smith. And the shot's no good, excuse me, that's Thomas. And Marcos rolled on the back of Thomas's legs. And Sophia's going to check in. Oh, actually they're going to get Valerie with the push. That's going to be her first. 9.6 seconds left to go. Seven seconds on the clock. Somehow the Blazers got the ball. I didn't understand that. And so Sophia says she got contacted on their arm, and the rest like I didn't see it. And trust me, I'll take her word for it because she does not miss 3-pointers that far off. At the end of one, 13-4 is the score. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back right after this with the postseason action brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group.
Hey, Gardner Edgerton fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is a proud supporter of youth sports across the Blazer Nation.
If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, or you need service or body work done, we hope you'll visit one of the 11 McCarthy Auto Group locations.
Visit kccars.com for over 2,000 new, certified, and pre-owned vehicles. We've got most every make and model and prices to fit every budget.
The McCarthy Auto Group, with locations in Olathe and Overland Park, Kansas, and Blue Springs and Sedalia, Missouri.
Go Trailblazers!
Ryan Ragland back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Postseason action brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group. A huge thanks to them for their sponsorship. Also, HD broadcast brought to you by Capes Whole Homes Heating and Cooling with tech support by American Computers. Huge thanks to Destiny Van Gordon for her help running the camera tonight, as we will have video action tomorrow on the guys' side as they will be taking on the Junior Blues of Washburn Rural. The winner of that game goes to Wichita at the Charles Koch Arena for the Class 6A state tournament. That should be a good one. 13-4 is the score, with Topeka High leading, and they have the ball to start the second quarter. Big battle inside with Marcos and Kennedy, and the backside pass shot no good by Hendricks, but Topeka gets the ball back. Skip pass to the near side, and there's going to be contact with Mia Valerie, and she's going to get called with that foul. That was a pretty easy one to call. Clock at 7:34 in the half. Running shot no good by Jennings. Coach Leiker calling another play. No call on that one. Back for Topeka High. And what are we calling? We're going to have a hold before the shot. And it's foul's going to be on Wilson. They're going to say they got her with a hold. David Parker says, great picture and sound, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. That all goes to Sean Case with Case Homes Heating and Cooling for the HD broadcast. And all the other sponsors, make sure you tell them a huge thanks. Without them, literally, we wouldn't be here doing this for you guys. There's a turnover on the drive by Smith. Blazers are just a half step behind as Wilson tried to get the pass in to Mia Valerie. And then Sophia steals the ball away, takes a kiss off the glass, and good. She has all 5 points. 13-5 to score. And they're going to get a travel on Kennedy. So Blazers with a chance. Cut this down to 5. Speaking of that full court trap, last thing you want to do is pick the dribble up and not have some place to throw it, that's for sure. Entry pass to Valerie. She needed to get strong with that. She's not going to be that wide open and take the foul if you can. Wow, they're going to get an offensive foul on Madison Beasley. Not sure where that one came from. That's going to be 2 on her and 2 on Valerie, as she's going to take a seat as Watkins is going to check in. Nice little pass on the backside to Kennedy's good. Nice setup on that one. Sends the lead back out to 10. Or actually make that 9 at 15-6. Wilson barely got rid of the ball, handed off to Sophia. Couldn't quite get it. Almost had the steal, and they're going to get a kick. I guess they're going to say Sophia kicked it, as it's going to stay with Topeka. As Tomico and Whitley's going to check in. Sophia and Sprague's going to catch a breather with 5:22 to go in the first half. 15-6 the score, Topeka with the lead. Kick out to Kennedy for three. No good. Rebound and the putback no good. Valerie with the rebound. And now they're going to get a jump ball. And it's going to go to the Blazers. 5:02 to go in the half. As Platt's checking in for Watkins. Blazers kind of starting a little bit better on the passing. A little bit more crisp. Valley draws a double team and gets taken away by Thomas. And it's going to be a tie-up going to Topeka. A lot of high picks by Topeka, and then the drive, the shot is no good by Thomas, but she's going to go to the line to shoot two. Clock at 4:27. That one goes in and out. As Thomas gets set for one more. And she makes that one, gives her 7 points on the night, extends the lead out to 10. Now look at a delayed call, and actually the ref on this side should have seen that one on the reach. So the ref on the other side, that's one of the few times I'll take that one, is the ref on the other side had to make the call to bail out a missed call. Murray is called on that foul. 5 team fouls for Topeka, 4 for the Blazers. Wilson with the drive, and she's going to be fouled, and I'm telling you, the Blazers, that's about the best offense the Blazers have right now, is to get aggressive on the inside and start creating some foul problems, as Thomas called for her second foul. And Wilson can't get the bounce on that one. And if you take a look at the stands on the other side of the court, those stands are original and they're metal. So you can imagine what this place is like in the dead of winter. It's actually not too bad, but kind of weird how they still have the original metal stands, and we're going to have a travel, and it's going to be a turnover back to the Blazers. Wilson takes a seat. Pass went out of Platt's hands. Kennedy with the handoff, and the bucket is good by Hendricks, her first points of the night. As Coach Locker wants a 30-second timeout. Once again, our next broadcast will be tomorrow night back here in Topeka, but we will be at Washburn Rural, as the Blazer guys were victorious last night over Wichita East. And if you didn't see that game, you missed a good one. All you got to do is go back to YouTube and you can watch it. Wichita East probably the fastest team the Blazer guys had taken on all year. Their defense was something else, and the guys came away with a very good, high-quality win last night. They will take on the Junior Blues tomorrow night. Brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group. The McCarthy Auto Group pregame show starts at 6:45. We'll start it at 6:40. Tip-off at 7 o'clock with the winner of that game going to Wichita for the state tournament. 18-6 the score. Topeka with the lead. 3:47 to go in the first half. Blazers break the full court press. Wilson gets set to check back in on the next whistle. It'd be kind of interesting to see a time of possession in this game. It's going to be heavily to the Blazers side, but right now they're just not able to execute. Whitley with the shot, puts it up, kiss off the glass, and good. Some inside points for the Blazers, cuts the lead down to 10. 3 minutes to go in the half. Kind of surprised that Hendricks didn't take the three-point shot on that one. Now they get the Hendricks on the weak side. Got to know where they are. Extends the lead back out to 12. 2.5 to go in the first half. Double team on the half court, and that's going to be an over and back. Sophia kind of got trapped right at the corner. And when Whitley had the ball, she had 1 foot in the back court, another one in the front court. In fact, I think she might have touched the backcourt first. I'm not sure what that ruling is. That could have been a long travel by Murray. A little floater and good by Smith. Makes it a 14-point lead. 22-8, 2 minutes to go in the half. Now Topeka in the man-to-man. Tried to kick out, and Smith could basically see that coming as Valerie's driving the baseline. They tried to kick out for the three. And she turned her back and just took it away, but slid on the baseline. Clock at 1:41. Sophia's going to take it for three. In and out. That was a good-looking shot by Sophia. Right now, the Blazers just can't quite catch the breaks, even when they get the good looks at them. Sophia flashed down the double team, but they get out of that. Sophia slaps at it. Rotate around the far side for three is good by Jennings. 25-8's the score, under a minute to go. As the possession arrow is to the Blazers, so they will start the second half with the ball. Sophia gets her own rebound, kicks it out. 35 seconds on the clock. And almost kicks out of bounds. See how they're calling it. I think it's going to stay with the Blazers. Clock stopped at 32.8. Some more substitutions coming in. Clock running at 30 seconds. Now they're back in the 2-3 zone. And the tip pass goes out of bounds to the Trojans. to some of the stuff they've been calling, they call a ticky-tack on that one. It's going to be on Sprague. Clock at 14.1, and they're going to call a shooting foul on that. That's checked out. It was actually the 8th team foul. So Smith hits that one. Guess I could have looked up and saw how many fouls there were. And the second one is missed. 10 seconds on the clock. 4 seconds on the clock. Wilson's going to have to take a shot. And that's going to be short at the end of the first half. Your score, Topeka 26, the Blazers 8. We're going to take a timeout and be back with the McCarthy Auto Group halftime show in a couple minutes right here on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Gardner-Edgerton fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is a proud supporter of youth sports across the Blazer Nation.
If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, or you need service or body work done, we hope you'll visit one of the 11 McCarthy Auto Group locations. Visit kccars.com for over 3,000 new, certified, and pre-owned vehicles. Our inventory covers most every make and model and prices to fit every budget. The McCarthy Auto Group, with locations in Olathe and Overland Park, Kansas, and Blue Springs and Sedalia, Missouri.
Go Trailblazers!
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Humphreys Family Dentistry. Come meet one of the newest and best young dentists in the area. Dr. Julie Humphreys will win you over simply with her smile. Dr. Julie Humphreys at Humphreys Family Dentistry, 434 West Main in Gardner.
Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. When your car looks good, you feel good. See how good you can feel today. Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. 620-1253.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. No need to drive all over the place for the best tools. Ace is the place and the new home for Craftsman tools. Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, 240 North Moonlight in Gardner, and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware, 159th and Muir Lynn in Olathe.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
When you're Kansas City born and raised, you know just how much meat matters. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers. They're hard at work every day in every store, so you never have to settle for something prepackaged out of state. They're so sure you'll love their KC Pride beef, they even back it with a 200% guarantee. Stop by Price Chopper tonight, where they cut meat, never corners. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Ryan Ragland back with you, the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. As you see the dance team with Topeka High with their halftime routine. Blazers trail 26-8. Little stomp routine. I always like the stomp. Movie stomp is pretty good. Go ahead and carry this real quick. Job by the stomp team here at Topeka High with the Blazers trailing 26-8. Taking a look at the stats, all scores are being led by Tiana Thomas with 7, Lily Smith with 6, and 5 points for Jennings, 4 points for Hendricks and Kennedy. That's your scoring for the Trojans. 5 points for Sophia Seaman, 2 points for Whitley, and a free throw by Bisley. That's your 8 points. From the free throw line, the Trojans 4 out of 8, 1 out of 6 for the Blazers. Gonna have to hit those free throws to get back in the game. If you're not, it's just hard. As Topeka's doing a nice job kind of cluttering up the inside. And they've been able to drive a little bit, been able to get some fouls and make a, get a shot at the free throw line, but when they just have not been able to get them to go in. As we're about 5 minutes away from the start of the second half. Want to remind everyone, McCarthy Auto Group, proud sponsors of the postseason action here on the Blazer Broadcast Network. Make sure you tell them a huge thanks for their sponsorship and check them out at McCarthyAutoGroup.com for the latest specials, $1,000 extra on your trade-in, and also you can get $1,000 down payment assistance. Make sure you check them out, McCarthyAutoGroup.com, and tell them a huge thanks for their sponsorship on the Blazer Broadcast Network. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have the second half of the Blazers trailing 26-8 here in sub-state action. We'll be back in a couple minutes on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Blazers fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident. It's our guarantee.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
The Design Company Salon. New owners and the same great service, but with a new look. Go check them out, 136 East Main in Gardner.
Blazers Restaurant. Not just serving burgers, they now have barbecue, soft serve, and hand-dipped ice cream with 8 different flavors and combinations. Blazers Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. Check out their paint department, including their paint tinter and Clarkson Kensington Paint and Primer in one. Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, 240 North Moonlight in Gardner, across the street from Cherry Berry.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
When you're Kansas City born and raised, you know just how much meat matters. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers. They're hard at work every day in every store, so you never have to settle for something prepackaged out of state. They're so sure you'll love their KC Pride beef, they even back it with a 200% guarantee. Stop by Price Chopper tonight, where they cut meat, never corners. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley, because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Kansas on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball in their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Ryan Ragland back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Destiny Van Gordon helping us out with the camera tonight. A huge thanks to her. A huge thanks to everyone joining us on the Blazer Broadcast Network. A reminder, we will be back in Topeka tomorrow at Washburn Rural as the guys will be taking on the Junior Blues with a shot at state. As I was taking a look, I hope I bring up the right bracket. Washburn Rural defeated Hutchinson last night, 55-31. The Blazers with a 71-65 win at Wichita East last night. Blazers riding that 11-game winning streak. And Washburn Rural comes in at 18-1. In fact, let me double check that. Coming in at 19-1. And their only loss came to this very, in this gym against Topeka High, 53-42, as they're on a 4-game winning streak. Some of the teams they had played, they defeated Blue Valley North 67-49, Shawnee Mission Northwest 66-44 that the Blazers just got done playing. Trying to see if there's any other like opponents. They defeated Piper 61-52, and Piper's a very athletic team. So that gives you kind of an idea of who the Blazers will be taking on. And the Junior Blues tomorrow night will have the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show starting at 6:40. Tip-off at 7 o'clock, brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group, with HD service brought to you by Cape Soul Homes Heating and Cooling, tech support by American Computers. So a huge thanks to all the sponsors on the Blazer Broadcast Network. As the Blazers start the third quarter with the ball, down 26-8. Whitley with the drive and blocked from behind, and they're going to get a foul as Whitley's going to go up the line to shoot two. Foul's going to be on Hendricks. That's going to be her second. And Whitley hits that one. Gives Whitley 3 points now. Quickly back to the other side and shooting for three is no good by Thomas, but we're going to have a foul on the rebound. That one's going to be on Benning, her second. So two quick team fouls by Topeka in less than 30 seconds of the game in the second half. Trying to figure out where the movement was. Valerie had the ball, three-pointer by Wilson, no good. Kennedy with the rebound. 2-on-3, and she just fights through. Coach Leiker wants a travel, didn't get it. But at the same time, you can't allow a dribbler or someone with the ball to get through three of your men. And there's a simple steal and a block from behind, but they're going to get a foul on Mia Valerie, or checked on Madison Beasley. That's going to be her third. And that's going to be a foul on the shot, and that's going to send Benning to the line. And the first one's good. Now extends the lead out to 20 at 29-9. Not sure what the whistle's for. Still not sure what they were talking about, but the second one is no good. Knocked out of bounds, stays with the Blazers. Across the timeline, Mia Valerie's got to take that strong. Actually had Kennedy on the screen by Marcos. Nice cut to Marcos. Takes a shot. She's fouled. She's going to go line. You kind of see that coming as Sprague come around the, I guess, the swinging gate and drew the double team. And got the nice dish off to Marcos. That's the third foul for Benning, so she's going to take a seat for a little while. And Marcos hits that one. Her first points of the night. Marcos getting set for one more. And she hits them both. 29-11. Whitley takes a seat. She grabs a breather. 6:14 to go in the third quarter. 29-11 is the score. Topeka really forcing the issue to break that press by the Blazers as they just hustle out of it. Triple team is Kennedy, and she still gets a shot up as she's fouled. And I'll tell you what, that is just a freshman, 6 foot. She's going to be tough in Kansas for the next 3 years. As that one goes in and out. Sophia checks in. Evidently, I don't know, evidently someone heard something they didn't like. (33-11). Under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Sprague tried to get it into Marcos, but she stepped on the baseline, and Marcos wasn't even in a good position to even get that pass. And the pass was very high on top of that. (32-11), 5:44 to go in the third. Kennedy just forcing her way through as Coach Alexander wants a full timeout. We'll take one too. 5:37 to go in the third. 30-11 is the score with Topeka leading. Tournament action brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group. We'll be back in a minute on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Blazers fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident. It's our guarantee.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
American Computers, your one-stop shop for all of your computer needs. Stop in and see what all they have in stock. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight in Gardner, across the street from Trails West Ace Hardware.
Planet Sub. Don't forget, when you need your event catered, call Deanna at 605-1068. Planet Sub at 921 East Lincoln Lane in Gardner.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. Contact Sean for any home indoor air quality products that you might need or be interested in. Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, 638-1647.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Ryan Ragland back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Destiny Van Gordon with the help on the camera tonight. A huge thanks to her. As you saw, a foul on the drive goes against Sophia. That's going to be her second, as Kennedy misses that one. As Platt checks in for Whitley. And she hits 1 out of 2. Topeka still in that full court press, and that's exactly what you do against the Blazers. Platt double team on the baseline, needs help, as Coach Schleicher had to call a timeout, and he wants a full. We'll keep it here. Once again, I want to let everyone know literally how much we appreciate the sponsors on the Blazer Broadcast Network, and if you get a chance to use their service, please do it. Please take a look at who sponsors the broadcast. I have it posted all over Facebook. Go check them out, and make sure when you use their service, make sure you tell them that thanks for the Blazer Broadcast Network. I mean, you go to Blazers, tell Wally and Don a huge thanks. If you go to Planet Sub, make sure you tell Dale a huge thanks. You go to Trails West, Ace Hardware and Feed, let Rex and the gang know. Price Chopper, Constantino's, get on their Facebook page or something. Let them know. Junior's Detail and Plastic Dip, let him know. Literally, without them, sometimes, you know, it gets to the point where we kind of take it for granted, and the sponsors sometimes don't hear anything, and they like to hear it. Trust me, they just like the reassurance, and they like the validation of being on the broadcast, and people appreciate it. So do me a favor, get on Facebook, tell them thanks, tell them personally. It doesn't matter. As we're going to have a 5-second violation along the baseline, and it's going to end up being a turnover with 5:34 to go in the third. 31-11 to score. There's a steal by Wilson. Nice job getting in front of the pass, and then she can't handle it. That might be a silly foul, as Wilson had lost the ball, but yet they're still going to get a foul on the Trojans, and I got to kind of agree with the Trojan fans. That's a questionable one. Baseball pass to Platt, as she's going to go up for the layup, and that one's going to draw the contact and slapped away by Murray, but they're going to get the foul. As Platt's going to go up to the line. And I'll tell you what, Platt might be one of the strongest freshmen Gardner's had next to Cassie Waite, because Platt's not afraid of much of anything, and she just walks up and silks that one right through. And after she hit it, she had a little pop with the wrist at the end. And she walks up like nothing, and she just drops them both. Not sure what the whistle was for, but we had one. .5:15 to go in the third. 31-13 is the score. Blazers extending out their 2-3 zone. We're going to get Wilson on that one. And she stepped in about the time she finished her step in. That's when Thomas started her drive. It's going to be the fourth team foul for the Blazers, 6 for Topeka. Partially blocked by Sprague as it's going to go off. Oh, I thought it was off Kennedy. But they're going to say it's going to stay with Topeka. Topeka running some high post. .43 in and out, and then he gets the kiss off the glass and good for Smith. Gives her 9. It's only the second three-pointer for Topeka with a 34-13 lead. Try to get the ball inside to Marcos, but they're going to get Kennedy with the reach. And that's going to be team foul number 7, so that's going to send Marcos to the line for 1-and-1. Actually, that's going to be Kennedy's first. Kind of surprising. Steve Plank wants to know what the score is. Now a few minutes ago. Well, how about that, Steve? How about 34-13, Topeka with the lead? Sorry, we're just a little bit short-handed. Didn't have the ability to have someone do the score, but thank you for checking in. And just like that, another bucket. Blazers breaking the press. Across the timeline, 3:54 to go in the third. We're going to get a moving screen on Marcos. And that's going to be a turnover. Clock at 3:43. Blazers kind of playing a box and one with Platt chasing. Platt couldn't get to Smith in time. She hits another three-pointer. She has 12. 39-13 is the score. Willie tries to get it to Marco, slapped away. Picked up by Benning. Almost out of bounds. Inside the three-point line is Carl. .252 to go in the third, 39-13. Pretty much just planting two low posts as Valerie trying to back it up, leaves that one up short, gets her own rebound, puts it up. Shot and missed, but she's fouled as she's going to go to the line for her first chance for points tonight. As she missed a couple easy ones, and this is her first trip to the free throw line. As Mia puts up the first one and hits it. Sophia and Sprague checking in. Clock at 2:33. Guys action coming up tomorrow night at Washburn Rural. McCarthy Auto Group pregame show will be starting at 6:40 with a tip-off at 7. Postseason action brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group. 39-15 is the score with Mia Valerie hitting both free throws. And totally out of control, just kind of throwing that one up, was Lily Smith. And they're going to say it was partially tipped. Going with the weak side entry pass and the putback, still no good. And ripped away, put back up, missed again. Back-to-back bunnies by Benning was missed. Outstretched hands of Sophia, then tipped again. Need to get control of the ball. Things starting to move a little bit fast for the Blazers. .150 on the clock in the third. Topeka really boxing in that lower part of the lane, that man-to-man. Valerie backing it up, tipped by Benning on the shot, partially blocked. Benning lost it, got it back up, put the shot up and good. That was a tough shot. 41-15 is the score. 1:05 to go. Sprague's going to take it for three and gets it in. Sprague with her first points of the night. Makes it 41-18 now. 53 seconds left to go in the third. Wow, they're going to get a moving screen. I thought that was actually a pretty decent screen by Gurman. But they're going to say she shuffled her feet enough. That's going to be her first. Clock stopped at 44 seconds. 41-18 is the score. Sophia, I thought she was going to take that one for 3. .27 seconds on the clock. Possession arrow to Topeka to start the fourth quarter. Yeah, you got to take that one. Sophia's going to take it for 3. No good. Rebound for Gurman. And a run over. They're going to get a charge as Sprague hits the floor. As they're going to get Lily Smith with the foul. That's going to be her first team foul, number 10. 6.7 seconds left. Offensive foul, so it won't be a shot. Yeah, it's right. Sean Caves coming on goes, those fouls right? And I go, yeah, that's right. 10 team fouls for Topeka, 5 for the Blazers. And they're going to get a push, as that's going to be 2 shots for the Blazers. At 41-18, stops the clock at 2.9 seconds. As Mia Valor going up to the free throw line. She hit 2 before. See, and I jinxed it. I had to say something. That one goes in and out. Guarantee you're not going to get a picture about this close of a game with where we're set up at here in the dungeon. As she hits the second one. 1 second on the clock, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter with the Blazers trailing 41-19. Postseason action brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group. We'll be back in a minute on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Blazers fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident. It's our guarantee.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. Paint, animal food, plants and gardening, tools, electrical supplies, plumbing. Why not Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed? Go tell Rex and the gang hi. Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, 240 North Moonlight in Gardner, and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware, 159th and Muir Lynn in Olathe.
The Design Company Salon. Check them out on Facebook, and while you're there, you can book your appointment at the same time. The Design Company Salon, 136 East Main in Gardner.
Blazers Restaurant. Don and Wally have been proud supporters of Blazer Athletics for 15 years, so it only makes sense they own Blazers. Stop in and tell them thanks for their support. Blazers Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Ryan Ragland, Destiny Van Gordon at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. A huge thanks to Destiny for her help with the camera. First shot by Kennedy was no good, and then the second one she's fouled. So she's going to go to the line to shoot 2. 41-19 is the score as we start the fourth quarter. Free throw situation, 7 out of 14 for Topeka, 9 out of 17 for the Blazers. As Kennedy goes 1 for 2 again. Right across the timeline. Trinity Taylor making her first appearance in the game tonight. We're going to get a travel on Sophia as they collapse down. As soon as she started driving, they collapsed down on her. Clock stopped at 7:26. 42-19 is the score. Guys action coming up tomorrow at Washburn Rural. Winner of that game goes to state. And there's a pass taken away, tipped by Sprague. Sprague fakes the three with the drive. Platt's going to take it, and good! And she gets the extra free throw. Platt with the big bucket. Platt kind of smiling over at the bench. She might be surprised that one went in. And she hits it, gives her 6 points. Coach Leiker still cheering the team on, getting them going. Sometimes something like that can really get you juiced up. 3-point shot, air ball, but easy rebound for Topeka. Kennedy with a backside pass, attempted for Tiona German, but she couldn't quite handle it, gets knocked out of bounds, stays with Topeka, 6:39 to go in the game. Nice defense by the Blazers. As Alex Van Reen, the 5'6" junior, with the steal. Wow, I know it helps the Blazers, but that's the kind of foul that just drives me nuts. To me, the defensive player has as much right to that area and matching step for step with the offensive player. But hey, it's in the Blazers' favor, so we'll take it as Sprague hits that one. She has 4 points. Clock at 6:24, 42-24 to score with one more free throw to go. And she makes them both. Makes it 42-26, or 25, excuse me. 6:15 to go in the game. And we're going to have a foul. And it's going to be 1-on-1, the 7th team foul on the Blazers, as Mia Valerie's going to get called for her 3rd foul. Makes the first one. .6:13 on the clock. That one's in and out. Still in that 2-3 zone for Topeka. Tough battle down inside with Marcos. Platt's going to take it for 3. In and out. Nice looking shot. Kennedy, the freshman, going coast to coast. Runs over Sprague, puts the shot up and good. Extends the lead out to 20, 45-25, 5:22 to go in the game. Now the Blazers bring their offense really high in the lane. Wilson's going to take it from the left elbow. Nice looking shot, just a bit off. 3-point, oh, actually foot's on the line. 2-point shot by Benning. Makes it 47-25. 22-point lead. Mia Valerie getting aggressive, drives it to the lane against Benning and scores. Gives her 5 points. Benning with a baseline drive, loses the ball. Sprague comes up with it. She's going to go strong with the layup, puts the shot up. No calling the contact. Wilson gets her 2 cents in there as she creates the tie-up, stays with the Blazers. Clock at 4:07. Sprague inbounding the ball. Sophia flashing out behind the screen, takes it for 3, no good. Nice looking shot, was online, just a little bit strong. Under 4 minutes to go, down by 20 for the Blazers. And we're gonna have an El Cheapo foul. It's gonna be a 1-and-1 on the drive as they're gonna get Wilson with her 3rd foul. Team foul number 8. That one goes in and out. .340 to go. Wilson's going to take it for 3. Oh, I thought that was going to go in from our angle. As now Coach Sliker is calling for the foul with 3:26 to go. As Sprague's going to commit her 2nd foul. So Coach Sliker trying to take the offense out of the play for Topeka as they miss the front end of the 1-and-1 again. But then they turn around and make the bucket. Makes it 49-27, a 30-second timeout. Once again, our next broadcast tomorrow night, Washburn Rural against the Blazer guys. After the Blazer guys with a nice win at Wichita East last night, you saw only here on the Blazer Broadcast Network. In fact, we were the only media source at that game. And you guys, unless you were there, you guys were the only ones that got to see it. And that's a huge part of McCarthy Auto Group for their sponsorship. Along with the video broadcast, the HD broadcast with Capesville Homes Heating and Cooling with tech support by American Computers. Congrats to Wichita State with the win at Connecticut, UConn. Up ahead to Wilson. I thought maybe she was going to take that one to the hole. Hard against Marcos was Kennedy, and she couldn't get that one to go in. Benning kind of throws it up there. And they're going to call out of bounds as Kennedy and Marcos both hit the ground. 2:59 to go in the game, 49-27. I would look for Topeka just, wow. And that's what I'm talking about. You got a good angle at it. Just the slightest contact as Wilson's going to get called with her 4th foul, as that's going to send Hendricks to the line. Looking at one more. And gets the high kiss off the glass and good. .253 to go in the game. 50-27 is the score. And I'm not sure why Topeka is even worrying about fouling. Hendricks, that's going to be her 5th. As she's waiting to check in. As actually Jada Graham checking in. And Van Reen misses the first one. As she gets set for the second one. Hits it. (50-28), 2:51 to go in the game. And looks like this might be the last game of the year for the seniors. As Kennedy with the drive misses it. As Watkin comes away with it, gets it over to Platt, 2.5 to go in the game. Puts a drive up, and it's going to be out of bounds. 5 seniors for the Blazers. Kelby Wilson, Jaden Sprague, Caitlin Whitley, Madison Beasley, and Amy Massafin. The 5 Blazers seniors. As looks like they'll be closing off their high school career. Platt taking it for 3. And the putback by Watkins is good. By Van Reen. $20-point deficit. And the put up is good by Carly. Platt looking at 3. As Sophia saves that one, gets it to Alex Van Reen, to Mia Valerie. And they're going to get a foul. Oh, they're going to say offensive? Wow. Okay. I'm glad you agree with me, Destiny, because I thought I was the only one. I'll tell you what, if you want to go to a ball game, take Destiny with you. She's a hoot. I'll tell you what, I'd take her to any game I have. Yeah, she's running the camera tonight. A huge thanks to her. Under 2 minutes to go. Missed easy chippy. They're going to get a travel before Coach Sliker could call timeout. Clock stopped at 1:35, 52-30 is the score. Pass goes out of bounds. To the Blazers, stops the clock at 1:25. Sprague comes in for Massafin. $1:20 on the clock. Partially blocked back to Topeka. Now Blazers in the man-to-man. There's a drive by Carroll, and good. Makes it 54-30. Long three-pointer by Sprague is no good. Stop the clock at 49.9 seconds. As Madison Beasley comes in for Kelby Wilson. As her high school career comes to an end. Now see, something like that they were calling a foul, and now they're not calling it, with it being under a minute, but still. I'll tell you what, the hustle on these girls are still there. Actually, Wilson checking back in for Platt. And Matheson coming in, and as Coach Sliker is going to leave the seniors on the court. So the 5 seniors are going to close the game out. On the court is Madison Beasley. Hits it for 3. Makes it 54-33 with 11 seconds on the clock, and I like this. You got 5 seniors, what better way but to leave them on the court and let them finish their year out on the court. Under 10 seconds and the final score. As Carroll gets the quick bucket. Final score 56-33. We're going to take a timeout. Be back with the McCarthy Auto Group postgame show in a minute on the Blazers Broadcast Network.
Hey, Blazers fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident. It's our guarantee.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
American Computers, regardless if you need help with a desktop, laptop, network equipment, or peripherals and accessories. American Computers can get the job done. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight Road in Gardner.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, proudly serving Blazer fans in Gardner and surrounding areas. Call Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning at 638-1647.
Planet Sub, where the bread is mixed, rolled, and baked fresh from scratch every morning. Oh, it's good. Planet Sub, 921 East Lincoln Lane in Gardner.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
To sell meat in the barbecue capital of America, you've got to be on your game. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers in all their stores. And they back their KC Pride beef with a 200% guarantee. If you're not fully satisfied, they'll give you a replacement and your money back. So when you want the tastiest, juiciest steak in town, look no further than your Price Chopper meat department. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare young people in Kansas for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Ryan Ragland back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. A huge thanks to Destiny Van Gordon for her help with the video and being able to get it back and forth. I'm not sure I'd have been able to do it with the tight confines here in the dungeon at Topeka High, with the Blazer girls falling 56-33 in round 1 of sub-state action, as their season comes to a close with a record. I should have had it here. Apologies for that. As they fall with a 3-19. That doesn't seem right. Should be 3-18 record. But it was a young, experienced team, and the season comes to an end for the 5 seniors. Kelby Wilson, Jaden Sprague, Caitlin Whitley, Madison Beasley, and Amy Massafin. As the Blazers fall by a score of 56-33, taking a look at the final totals. Blazers 13 out of 22 from the free throw line, 11 out of 23 for Topeka. So the Blazers only shot 1 less free throw. Blazers were led by Kaylin Platt with 6 points. 5 points for Mia Valerie, 5 points for Jaden Sprague, and then 4 points for Madison Beasley. Marcus had 2, and 3 points for Van Reen. Or check that, Sophia Seaman had 5. She was held scoreless the second half. as she had a three-pointer in the first quarter and then a bucket in the second. For Topeka, they were led by Najeri Kennedy, as she was held to 4 points in the first half and then had 7 in the second half. And tell you what, she's going to be pretty good. Give her a little bit of training inside, a little bit of body positioning. She's going to be pretty tough. And Topeka only starting, as I mentioned earlier, starting 1 senior, 2 sophomores, and 2 freshmen. And, yeah, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with for a while, as we're waiting for Coach Sliker to come out real quick, as we'll have a little bit of a end-of-season talk with him, as we really don't get a chance to talk to him that much post-game, for the simple fact that they're always busy trying to get the guys going and get them on the court. So I wanted to give Coach Sliker a chance real quick to talk a little bit and talk a little bit about the seniors. Remind everyone our next broadcast will be tomorrow night, as the guys will be taking on Washburn Rural, be taking on the Junior Blues. McCarthy Auto Group pregame show starting at 6:40 with the tip-off at 7 o'clock. As we'll try to get the score up there. As you can tell, yep, this is the Dungeon. And postseason action brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group. A huge thanks, and I say it repeatedly, but it's meant with sincerity. Carl Kramer has just stepped up huge, and and basically I call him, say, hey, we've got postseason coming up, or we've got the holiday tournament coming up. We're going to be on the road. Are you guys in? And every time he goes, absolutely, we're in. That never has a problem with it. And just it makes it nice to have that security that we're going to be able to get down there, get someplace and do the game. We're going to be able to bring everything in as they start turning the lights out. They're going to try to get everyone pushed out of here, as we're still waiting for Coach Sliker to show up. And also, huge thanks to Sean Capes with the Capes Homes Heating and Cooling, as this is our first year of having HD broadcast. Still going to try to get 1080 going, but I'm pretty happy with the 720 that we've got that we have going on now. And a huge thanks to Sean Capes for stepping up and allowing us to be able to get a computer that's going to be able to handle HD, and American Computers with the tech support, because they're the ones that built the computer. I trust them with anything. If I have a problem, I just give them a call. I talk to Jim. Jim's really good, and if you have a question on how things work, just go in there and tell him. He has no problem letting you know. John Alverson, great guy in there, and he basically just kind of lets them take care of what they need to, and it's a great deal that the Blazers, or that Gardner has in town with America Computers and Capes Homes Heating and Cooling. And make sure you get a hold of Sean. And we got more snow coming in, so if you haven't taken care of everything and you're kind of questioning, even with summer coming up around the corner here before you know it, give Sean a call. He'll make sure that get that checkup on your central air unit and everything's ready to go. In fact, let's take one more time out and see if Coach Sliker will be here in a minute on the McCarthy Auto Group postgame show. Blazers fall by a score of 56-33. We'll be back in a minute on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Blazers fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident. It's our guarantee.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Planet Sub, where you can enjoy Coke products along with 2 50-foot-long Barely Pop for the big kids. Planet Sub, 921 East Lincoln Lane in Gardner.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. Don't forget, on Wednesdays, senior citizens can get 10% off their purchase. Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, 240 North Moonlight in Gardner, across the street from American Computers.
The Design Company Salon. New owners and the same great service, but with a new look. Go check them out, 136 East Main in Gardner.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Ryan Ragland back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth, as I'm looking on the live chat on YouTube. As David Parker said, thank you for bringing the Blazer basketball to Ohio, and thank you for David for watching it, as he's been faithful from Dublin, Ohio. as we're waiting for Coach Sliker to come up. Blazers fall by a score of 56-33. And again, our next broadcast will be tomorrow as we will have the guys in action against Washburn Rural. McCarthy Auto Group pregame show starting at 6:40, tip-off at 7, with the winner of that game getting set to head to Wichita. And I think we're going to go ahead and call this a wrap as Coach Sliker is still in with his team, and I'll let him go ahead and just deal with the team and deal with the seniors and everything, probably trying to get everything together. Huge thanks for everyone joining us on the Blazer Broadcast Network. It's greatly appreciative, and when we hear the kind words and everything, and it's fun to bring this out. Again, a huge thanks to Destiny Van Gordon for her help with the camera tonight, and they're turning more lights out. I think that's a hint and a half for me to get my tail home. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. So for Destiny, a huge thanks to her again, and thank everyone for joining us on the Blazer Broadcast Network. A huge thanks to McCarthy Auto Group for the postseason action, or postseason sponsorship, to be able to bring you the action here on the Blazer Broadcast Network. We will see you guys tomorrow at Washburn Rural on the guys' side as they will take on the Junior Blues. Have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow right here on the Blazer Broadcast Network.